Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to HansaMatrix Investor Conference webinar about financial results and company's activities in the first quarter and 3 months of 2018. Today we are hosted by the CEO of HansaMatrix, Ilmārs Osmanis, and CFO Māris Macijevskis. Before I give the floor to Mr. Osmanis and Mr. Macijevskis, let me shortly remind you about the agenda of the webinar. Firstly, we will have company's presentation, after which we will proceed with the questions and answers session. If you have any questions that you would like to ask to Mr. Osmanis or Mr. Macijevskis, please use the question box on the right-hand side of your screen. All questions will be addressed after the presentation. Ilmār, Māri, I invite you to start the presentation.
Good morning, everyone who in this nice weather found important to join our webinar. Thank you for all of you. We are starting our presentation and on 2018 Q1 results and comments on activities. First half of presentation will be given by Māris. So Māris, are you ready? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
So please proceed then. Yeah.
Yes. Hello everyone, and thank you, Ilmārs. So I will start with executive summary and business trends observed in 2018 first quarter. So first, in the beginning of this year, data networks and industrial sector clients demonstrate significant growth and demand for manufacturing services that in turn has allowed the company to achieve strong turnover and profitability result for the first quarter of this year. Second, during the quarter, HansaMatrix Innovation continued to successfully provide the research and development resources for customers, which is a part of the company's strategy to generate healthy profitability margins. And third point here is that during the first quarter of 2018, the company has launched local representation and active sales efforts in Swedish market, allowing direct sales to targeted potential customers there and potentially strengthening the company turnover related to this region in the future. So next, a condensed summary of the results. As you can see in this in first quarter of 2018, record high quarterly turnover was achieved of 5.9 million euros and strong EBITDA of 1.05 million euros was achieved. Last 12 months turnover and EBITDA of the company attained as of March 31, 2018 amounts to respectively 21 million euro and 3.7 million euro. Both figures growing considerably on a year-on-year basis. As you can see, profitability results for the quarter are strong and explained by a higher added value product mix manufactured in the period, mainly in data networks and the industrial segments. So as usual in webinars we provide peer comparison to check how we are doing in comparison to similar companies. Here the comparison is made to the group of listed electronics manufacturing and project companies operating in Scandinavia and in Baltics. So basically the main conclusion here is that HansaMatrix, based on the latest available data in terms of generated profitability, is performing substantially better as compared to the selected peer companies. Next, about detailed results of quarter one. So, as I already mentioned, the sales we achieved was 5.9 million euro, and that represented 31% growth as compared to first quarter of of last year and 15% growth to fourth quarter of 2017. And in the attached figure, you can also observe a solid trend of constantly growing quarterly turnover since 2016. Next, quarterly sales by region. Three main regions to which manufacturing services are provided are Baltic states with 41% of total, Nordic countries 32% of total, and other EU countries 26% of total. Services provided to the companies outside the EU are below 1% of total. And as it can be seen in the figure, starting with 2016, the general trend is the quarterly sales in all three main regions are growing. And in the last quarter of this year, sales growth in all three largest regions was achieved: 9% in Baltics, 43% in Nordic countries, and solid almost 90% growth in other EU countries. Then next, moving to sales split by market segment in the first quarter of 2018. As you can see, two main segments are data networks with 53% share and industrials with 36% of total, which both are well-established industries. And Internet of Things and other segments were comparably smaller than these two, respectively 5% and 6% of total. And in first quarter of this year, data network segment sales increased by 41% on year-on-year basis, and industrial segment by 31%. Internet Things, as you can see, by 10%. Other product segment contracted, decreasing slightly by 4% on year-on-year basis. And then next, profitability results in this first quarter are considered to be strong. Quarterly EBITDA was around €1 million, which is 8% up on year-on-year basis and 29% up as compared to the fourth quarter of 2017. Net profit achieved this quarter amounts to €500,000, which is significantly up as compared to the first and fourth quarters of 2017. Margins this quarter were also at very healthy levels. EBITDA margin 17.8% and net profit margin 8.5%. EBITDA margin achieved is above the figure issued in the latest guidance. And then last slide for me is last 12 months sales and results. So this last 12 months period, the company exceeded first time 20 million euro turnover, and to be precise, achieved 21 million turnover in the last 12 months, which is 33% up as compared to the TTM sales result of first quarter of 2017. As you can see, EBITDA and net profit in the last 12 months amount to respectively 3.7 million and 1.6 million euro, and both are significantly up as compared to the 12 months sales result of the first quarter of 2017. And margins achieved was EBITDA margin 17.9% and profit margin 7.7%, which are both considerably higher than the comparable companies in the industry. So now I'll give the floor to Ilmārs to continue.
Hello. Yeah. So I will be doing, thank you Māris, I will be doing update on R&D and recent activities. Quarterly and 12 months R&D turnover. As you remember, we started since last year, we started to report our R&D activities related turnover. So it's been continuing. It's been continuing as it was started in year 2017. Comparison, the 2018 Q1 sales was reported 0.297 or 1.3 euros to rounding up million euros, which is 5% share of quarterly consolidated sales. Our anticipation is to grow it further in a share, of course. And 2018 Q1 R&D sales remained at Q4 level, slightly decreasing by 1.2%, and of course is substantially higher than 2017 Q1. But here we are not really comparing this like year-on-year basis quarters, because the Q1 2017 Q1 we just started this activity. So I would say it's more fair to compare to the previous quarter. And if you take 12-month trailing 12-month sales, so we are reporting here 1.11 million euros, and it's 5.3% share of 12 consecutive months. Just noting that any grant financing, if it been received, not included in these reported figures. Investments made during 2018 Q1. During first quarter of 2018, HansaMatrix made moderate 183,000 euro investments in production capacity increase, research instruments, test systems, and development of new products, mostly in small assets, not really worth to mention at this point. During reporting period, company has signed technological equipment delivery contracts for total amount of 850,000 euros to be invested in Q2 and Q3. During Q1 and 2018, HansaMatrix and whole group have refinanced and consolidated most of the loans and leasing liabilities from banks, Citadel Leasings and Swedbank Leasings to SEB Bank. SEB Bank, that was accomplished during the months January, February. Investments in associated companies. During first quarter of 2018, HansaMatrix made investment of 2,077,000 euros in Lightspace Technologies. It was add-on investment on investment made in last year, and purpose of this is to finance development or commercialization of 3D display technologies. As of March 31, 2018, HansaMatrix investment in form of the convertible loan in Lightspace Technologies amounted to 500,000 euros. During first quarter of 2018, HansaMatrix has provided additional 1,000 euro funds in the form of convertible loan to associated companies in Atensparks. And the purpose of additional funding was to continue develop of construction project for build-up of this science park infrastructure, and to provide also funds to repayment of a loan from the bank associated with the purchase of a property. As of March 31, 2018, HansaMatrix investment in the form of the convertible loan is in Atensparks in total amounted to 946,000 euros. What's happening or business development of Lightspace Technologies? During reporting period, Lightspace has done a lot of continuing work, continuing from last year, and there was work carried on continuing to finalize agreements, and it was continued in Q1 regarding joint development of head-mount display system based on Lightspace multiplying display technology with a US partner. And name of partner will be kept confidential. So project being started by this moment, and we believe by end of year we will achieve some good results here. Lightspace has supplied 2 more units of customer relation to US customers in aviation and training simulation markets. And the market activities continued, included participation in 2 large conferences, professional competencies, which is SPI Photonics West 2018 in San Francisco with 15,000 visitors, and SPI Defense Commercial Sensing 2018 in Orlando, Florida, US with 6,000 visitors. In first conference in Photonics West, we were invited to Liquid Crystal Advanced Technologies chapter to give invited speech regarding our technology, and also we provided presentation of our technology also in a 3D imaging session in Orlando, Florida conference. Investment in RIX High-Tech City, like companies in Sparks, has invested during Q1 2018 has invested 47.5 thousand euros in construction technical project development to continue that. Project is supposed to be actually planning to complete it by Q3. We are currently searching for this project, searching for real estate investors to support realization of the project. Other events during reporting period. There has been considerable activity of sell trade of the HansaMatrix shares during first quarter. 2 shareholders, literally, and naming it the FlyCap Investment Fund, have sold substantial amount of their shareholding, and to be precise, it's over 191,000 shares, which amounts 10.46% shares to new institutional retail investors. And Macquarie have sold 1.35% of its shareholding, of the full shareholding, or 24,664 shares at price $7.50 per share to retail investors. And both figures actually increasing the free float, and so free float is reaching after these transactions reaching 30%. Starting with January 2018, HansaMatrix and Lightspace Technologies has started to implement the EU grant funded research project developing optics for robotic 3D vision with a project budget 352,000 euros and planned EU grant at a level of 184,000 euros. This project would increase HansaMatrix competence in developing optical elements for tough working environments, like a very wide temperature range, which is not standard projects and really are not available in the market. And Lightspace technology would contribute with its 3D display systems to build a closed loop image capture system. February 13, there's some activities among Lightspace and EuroLCDs group. February 13 to 18, EuroLCDs has issued 1,019 new shares to continue development of the production processes and continue operation. In order to establish, and here Lightspace Technologies has made decision that in order to establish control over critical technology supply chain, Lightspace subscribed to 1,000 of the new shares, which represents 30.73% for the required investment of 1.4 million euros. Other shares in euros are held by existing shareholders at that point, and there will be connected event in events after a period. So let's go further. Significant events after reporting period. Of course, first event to mention is that HansaMatrix general meeting decided to approve dividend in amount of 8 euro cents per share to be paid out in 2 equal tranches, one on May 25, 2018, which already is a few days ago, and November 15, 2018. It should be again a few days before Latvia 100-year anniversary, so to make everyone happy with that date. Flycamp Investment Fund has made further transactions with the shares, and they sold some more shares, as mentioned in a few slides before, and finally reduced shareholding in HansaMatrix to remaining 175,808 shares, or 9.61% remaining. And here I'm returning to the already changes in Lightspace and Technologies and EuroCities shareholding. Another event after increasing capital in EuroCities, Lightspace Technologies has increased shareholding to 76% shares of main supplier EuroCities in share swap transaction, in which two EuroCities shareholders, Baltic Chairman Fund and HansaMatrix, has swapped the EuroCities shares or invested them into Lightspace Technology, instead receiving newly issued Lightspace Technology shares. So in addition to the share swap, HansaMatrix also has subscribed to 1,000 new shares, and myself, Ilmārs Osmanis, has used his personal option to buy 500 new Lightspace Technologies shares at fixed nominal price. After the above transactions, HansaMatrix holds 39.99% Lightspace Technologies shares, and other shareholders in Lightspace are Baltic Chairman Fund and Imprimatur Seed and Venture Capital Funds, and Ilmārs Osmanis. So it kind of completes Lightspace anticipated transaction of making both companies more closely related, and also in order to increase control over manufacturing process, which is critical to further development of Lightspace Technologies business. That completes significant events. Going forward, I just want to remind our guidance statement that at this point we can say that we have fulfilled for initial guidance to reach 20 million turnover by year 2018. That was given during a listing of company, which we can kind of say that it's kind of achieved in TTM, based on TTM 12-month figure already in Q1 2018. And just reminding that we've been announcing new guidance last year for like 3-year period. Now it's left 2 years to work on that to achieve revenue by year 2020 to reach 30 million euro turnover, and our medium-term guidance for EBIT margin will be in level 12 to 15. Despite the fact that currently we are enjoying period of 17 and 19% levels, which is mostly coming from the fact that we have very high margin products right now growing fast. So the guidance actually been developed based on kind of realistic market evaluations. So actually what's the period is probably we're having very good period right now in our turnovers and business split by high margin and lower margin products. So that completes my presentation part. So we are opening now questions and answer sessions. We welcome your questions during this event. So thank you for the main part of presentation.
Ilmār, Māri, thank you for the presentation. And now I will proceed with the questions in the order they were received. A reminder to those who haven't yet submitted their questions You can do it in the questions section in the settings panel zone. So the first question is, what are the main products of Euro LCDs and main arguments in valuing the company at 4.6 million euro?
Okay, here is so the main products. Euro LCDs, you can read it on the website, and also you can read it from numerous publications issued by Euro LCDs. Euro LCDs is a unique production facility. It's actually only one such kind in Europe, and also I haven't seen anything that size in North America either. Only thing outside Asia. All the other ones are in Asia. This is Euro LCD's production processes. Euro LCD has actually managed to purchase equipment or purchase process from Japanese company Optrix when it was closing it in Germany, in Babenhausen, and quite good discount price. Process was updated with some newer technologies like laser ablation process, and one-drop filling, vacuum assembling system that's been added to the process, making it very effective for R&D and small batch production. And Lightspace very much enjoyed this ability to be able to very flexibly produce various batches of this key technological element, unique diffuser, that it bases all these products on. Euro LCDs, besides technology produced for Lightspace, also having several more technological products. All of them are no mainstream. They are all of them innovative processes. One of the production products launched right now is a light tuning lens based on liquid crystal element. Its production is launched for a North American customer. Another development is bistable smart glass technology, also for one of the largest corporation in chemistry, also for North American market. In all those products, we serve the service industrialization platform and small to medium series production platform. There are few more technologies it's developing. For example, it's working with a customer in Netherlands to produce e-ink, color e-ink technology, which doesn't exist on the market. Many companies struggling to get there. We seem are having good setup and probably a very early stage, but a very promising technology. There are some more, but these three or these four listed are provide substantial future potential for this company. Valuation, of course, we are having some financial forecasts and business model, how it's going forward. It's still, I would say, it's early phase in the business. It's very deep. It's deep tech. It's really unique manufacturing technology, typically associated with Japan or at least South Korea these days. And I think we could be proud that we are controlling shareholder of such company. So valuation, as I say, it's done according to asset values, and also the future potential net present value of potential future business. So I think I answered this.
Thank you for the answer. And the next question is, what is the setup of Swedish representative office? Where is it located, and how many people are working, and which product segments are represented?
Yeah, regarding Swedish sales operation, it's a very lean operation. It's one person working there. He works from home office. Office is located in Stockholm region, and we are contacting, of course, in Sweden has very good industrial base. We contacted many industrial companies. Industrial electronics would be the focus one. Other focus would be medical products manufacturing. As you maybe are aware that HansaMatrix has been certified, one of the 2 companies in Latvia, and probably one of the very few in Baltics, have been certified by quality system to be able to manufacture and develop and manufacture medical devices. So these would be probably medical device. But let's say both are data networks and industrial customers are the focus. The segments were already very strong in our portfolio. Plus, I would say third one would be medical electronics.
Thank you for the answer. And the next question is, does your guidance include manufacturing of light space products?
Yes and no. Light space products are right now manufactured on small scale, like more R&D, and actually these R&D manufacturing in our split of the manufacturing categories fall under this R&D manufacturing part. Still for the coming probably at least this year, maybe next year, we will still be doing small scale production, since all main products are still in development. So we will be enjoying more R&D type of projects or product new technology evaluation projects with customers. I would say some of the regular production might start something maybe early 2020, late 2019. So I would say not substantial part yet, but there will be some fraction of this figure, yes.
Thank you. And the next question is, what is the current development commercialization stage of light space technologies product?
Yeah, as I say, we are, if you qualify like from investor point of view, that we are in a stage of R&D projects with customers. We are selling right now customized or developing customized solutions based on a few customer requests and customer funding. So that also generates cash flow for light space. Currently, our R&D budget is more than that. We are besides, as you may be following light space, the first product it was launched, and firstly we started commercial model last year in August. That was our first 19-inch display. Purpose of that display was more to demonstrate technology and be able to provide evaluation devices for several applications. Currently we are developing basically looking into this product. There is users starting to say, okay, we're having feedback, so we would use this. We need maybe a higher resolution of image, which we are working right now. We need larger size of screen, which we are working right now. We need benchtop maybe type of display, which we are working on, and there was a very strong interest into developing this technology into head mount system as well. So basically, we made first introduction to the market with our initial products. We received very interested feedback that our market is very interested. It will still require probably one more round of new product design, which would take 1-2 years to launch 3-4 new devices. After which I believe we will start more focus transfer this more as a commercial product sales. So I think I answered this maybe.
Thank you. And the next question is, what is the guidance for the rest of 2018, taking into account the prosperous Q1 of 2018?
As I say, we have not really given such guidance, but okay, you can continue, maybe look a little bit of our seasonality patterns, and compared to last year, but if you subscribe to LHV analytical material, I think I saw that analysts is providing guidance for this year. So I think they are the ones you can ask them. We are not providing official guidance for this year.
Okay, thank you. And the last question is, why HansaMatrix agreed to reduce its ownership in Lightspace? Does the company plan to convert its convertible bonds?
Yeah, if you would really look and kind of look carefully what happened, actually, I would say that HansaMatrix increased control over the two companies altogether, Lightspace Plus. Primary goal of this conversion was to establish close control by Lightspace into EuroLCDs. If you remember that HansaMatrix has only 16% shares in EuroLCDs and Lightspace has none. So to streamline and focus the work in EuroLCDs, we decided we need closer control and pack together both companies. And actually, few percent, maybe after the swap, that few percent reduction doesn't give us any loss of control. Currently is at the same level as before with 47, but we actually are seeing in Lightspace very substantially important new assets that being invested by. I would say it's a very reasonable deal for HansaMatrix to see those assets being invested in Lightspace, and I would say level between 40 and 47 is not so much difference from our control point of view, and of course company is going to convert these bonds to the shares. We have all agreements in place. So which again will add percents to the ownership. Right now we feel very comfortable with the ownership level, and in future it might grow if we continue funding some part of it. And I think agreement is the deal was quite positive for HansaMatrix, I think.
Okay, thank you for your answer. And another question has been sent in, and do you expect margins to decline significantly by 2020? Is it possible that margins will drop sooner and faster?
As kind of our market input proceeds, we don't see any signs of substantially changing right now structure of the deals. They still have strong part of them are high margin, and we have also other kind of structure. So, but growing business, of course, it very much depends which area is growing. If we having more businesses coming in with lower margins, then of course composite margin would kind of reduce. However, absolute margin will increase in absolute figures. In such case, turnover will grow faster than the margin would grow. I would not expect to have any soon and fast drops of the margin. I think this is gradually over time connected to how gradually are changing proportion or of the mix of our incoming orders.
Thank you. All questions have been answered, and the recording of the webinar will be available in the Nasdaq Baltic YouTube channel and in company's announcements later today. Mr. Osmanis and Mr. Macijevskis, thank you for the presentation and for answers given. Participants, thank you for joining.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.